Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And everybody talking about the State of the Union. Many of you were listening right alongside me last night as we were listening to what is a historic and record-setting State of the Union address. 1 hour, 48 minutes, and it was action-packed. And there were a lot of highlights, but let's be honest, when you saw the way the Democrats reacted, there were a lot of lowlights. I could not believe that not every single Democrat was standing when the U.S. hockey team came in. Also, Irina Zaruska's mom, she was the young girl who was stabbed to death by the repeat offender in Charlotte. They didn't stand up and applaud for the mother. They didn't applaud for Medal of Honor recipients, including that guy who was shot 4 times during the Maduro raid in Venezuela. And also on basic things like, crime is down. That's a great thing. It's not a trick question when someone says, crime is down in this country. And yet for some reason, the Democrats have such horrible Trump derangement syndrome that they could not even stand up on that. They couldn't stand up about a reduction of prescription prices. That's a good thing. How about homeowners, individual homeowners being able to acquire the American dream? That's a good thing. But no, they were combative. You could see Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib just screaming and shouting left and right at the president. Al Green getting kicked out after 3 minutes like old time's sake. And then I think one of the most reprehensible moments, and the Democrats, I think this really backfired on them. It has to have backfired on them. There is no way that a sane American watching what we all watched last night and listening to what we all listened to last night, seeing this opportunity to stand up and celebrate American greatness and American patriotism, and as President Trump called it, a major transformation, the golden age of America, all these heroes being honored and these great things to celebrate. And yet they could not even stand up. And in fact, they kept looking at each other like when it was a moment, should we stand up or are we okay? I would like to clap for this. Oh, no, I can't clap for this because we have Trump derangement syndrome. It was so transparent. It was so disgusting. And today, to listen to the Democrats go on and on and on, there were some who were saying it was too patriotic. I'm sorry. I like patriotism. I like America. I think the clip that really epitomizes it all is this one, when President Trump kind of put democracy on a test, put the Democratic Party on a test, and said, who are you going to put first and foremost in this great country of ours? Are you going to put Americans or are you going to put illegal aliens? And guess what? They all failed because none of them stood up. It was a shocking moment. And it just epitomizes the worst of the worst, which we saw last night. Take a listen. Here is President Trump. This is the moment that everybody's talking about from the State of the Union address.
So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself.
And they should be ashamed of themselves. I mean, it's not a trick question. Who do you put before American citizens? Nobody. You're in this country. You're in the USA. You put Americans first. And yet for some reason, they treated it like it was a trick question and how dare you. And then you could even hear the screaming there. Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib going crazy after all of this. I want to play, this is cut number 26. And this is Congresswoman Janelle Bynum. She is a Democrat of Oregon. And she was on C-SPAN and she was asked about that moment. And listen to how she spun this. She went back to the old, this is racist playbook.
What did you think about that moment when the president was asking Democrats to stand up for American citizens during that part of the speech when he was talking about immigration and immigration enforcement efforts?
I think you can agree with the what, like standing up for American citizens, but I disagree with the how. And so it's always about how do we bring our country together, but not stand on the backs of others. There's thinly veiled racist language, anti-immigrant language in what he was asking, and that was uncomfortable.
There was racist and uncomfortable language with what he was saying. Would you put Americans before illegal aliens? I'm sorry, it's not a tough question. And here is Congressman Gil Cisneros, Democrat of California, with his take on the moment that clearly embarrassed every Democrat in the room.
Everybody in that room yesterday, all the members of Congress, took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. And the president's speech was just very performative. And one of the things, most performative things that he tried to do was to kind of like put a thing on Democrats when he said, like, are you going to, everybody, if you think you should be supporting American citizens over illegal immigrants, stand up. That's wrong, right? And everybody on that side who stood up knows it's wrong.
Performative and wrong. Well, first of all, what a despicable thing. He's still trying to figure out how that could be an inappropriate question. I'm sorry, there's nothing inappropriate about it. And guess what? Based on the behavior of a number of these Democrats, they just showed America exactly who they are. Their policies have shown it. And now their lack of standing also shows it as well.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our country has to offer, especially health care. Across every state, every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.